Good morning, good evening, good afternoon, wherever you may be on this big blue marble. It's Walt back with you for another edition of Runway DFW. Our first Runway DFW After Dark of 2025. It's hard to believe. It was almost a month ago since we were last After Dark here at DFW Airport. But we're back, and it's a very pleasant January evening, and as I said, we've dispensed with our regular Zoom Bang opening because we've got, for your delight, Qantas Flight 22 going to Melbourne. It's a 7879 Dreamliner, and it'll be taking off in just a few. I welcome you to our festivities tonight. There's Kai, one of our moderators. And Kai says, good evening, Walt, and hello to everyone else who's watching. Looking forward to a fun After Dark show. Anna the Dispatcher, another one of our great mods, says After Dark, her favorite. And here's Waz Radio. And one, I guess, advantage of being on at this hour of the night, we don't get a lot of our European fans, but we do pick up our Australian and New Zealand friends. So hello to you, and hello Waz Radio. Waz Radio, Warren is his name. And let me see, I've got some notes here. Warren is a veteran broadcaster and musician. He is the host of the Platters That Matter Saturday night party show on Highland FM radio in Australia, in Sydney. And he often will do shout outs. He's a big av geek, Warren is, and he'll often do shout outs to his favorite aviation sources, and I've been lucky enough to have him shout me out on a few occasions, and so thank you, Warren, for that. And there's a shout out back to you. Platters That Matter is on at 2 a.m. Central Time Saturday. It's 7 o'clock till 10 p.m. Sydney time. So, and you can stream it online, although I don't, Warren, unless I'm mistaken, I don't think it's archived. It's not like we can go and listen back to it, I don't think. So anyway, good to see you. Channel member Ann Jones says, good evening, everyone. Honor Wimbry, one of our young friends who stops by every now and again, says, my aunt is flying to Chicago tomorrow at 6 a.m. Well, unfortunately, Honor, we will not be able to be here for that event, but I wish her a good trip. O'Malley, one of our great mods and channel members and friend of the channel, puts the thermometer reading at 9 degrees Celsius, 48 degrees Fahrenheit here at Founders Plaza. So it's pretty pleasant evening where we are. Founders Plaza on the northwest side of DFW Airport. Over there we've got a 747 UPS cargo jet came in right before, just as I was leaving a nearby restaurant to come and finish up my work there. So fingers crossed, maybe we'll get to see that one go out tonight. We did miss a Khalida Air 747 taking off whilst I was setting up. In fact, it was just as I got here. Let's see, let's pull out here to get the arrival of this plane. It's Airbus A321 from Sacramento, California. American Flight 2448. Go back to the Melbourne-bound Flying Roo over here. We should also see the, unless they've changed the schedule, we should also see the Qantas Dreamliner going out to Sydney, which is a daily flight. This one is the Melbourne flight, I think 3 or 4 times a week, should I be mistaken. Toesover says, well, you got any Lionel Hampton music there for us? Unfortunately, all I have is music that is not going to get me a copyright strike. So we have some sound-alike jazz music, but nothing from an artist you might recognize. In fact, I don't know who the artists are on these tracks that we have. All I know is we can play them without getting in trouble with our YouTube overlords. Channel member Chad Hart giving us some ruse there as we wait for this flight to go out. And this plane has dropped off the radar, so I guess they are waiting final instructions. So we may have to focus on some other things first. Let us take a look at American Flight 1060 from Austin, Texas, a 737-800. There you see the moon, the full, pretty close to a full moon anyway. They're kind of peeking out from behind a lamppost. I think it's in a position. It was right on the horizon as we started to set up tonight. But we're not in a really good position to see any plane silhouettes intercepting the moon tonight. That was Qantastic. Qantas off to Melbourne. Beto Basilio greeting us from neighboring Arkansas. Jolt Jack 747 saying hello. Chad Hart, channel member, says good evening to all. I guess I just moved that camera on the air, didn't I? I never mean to do that. Channel member Patrick Wooters, one of our Quadjet channel members, says hi Walt and everyone. Greetings from Luxembourg. Well, you are up late tonight, Patrick. I'm glad to have you here alongside our broadcast crew. There are so many planes on the radar here right now. I can't tell you which one this is until it clears from the pack. What we saw taking off was American 3040, Airbus A321 to Oklahoma City, and arriving there, American 2496 coming in from Portland, Oregon, in Airbus A321, here on Runway DFW After Dark. We've got a United Max 8 coming over the bridge from the east side. We're on the west side. That's flight 317 United, which will be taking off to the city adjacent to the bay, San Francisco. Taking off flight 1273 to Reno, Nevada, American Airlines 737-800. There you see it, and it comes into sharp relief here as we watch it taking off. Hard to believe it's January's almost halfway over now. I mean, it seems like it was just Christmas and New Year's, and it's almost halfway through the month. And again, I'm really surprised that this is the first time we've done an After Dark broadcast in a while. The plane had just landed, flight 2354 from Reno, Nevada, 737-800. There is the east tower of DFW there in the center of your shot, with that green building on the right is popping up from downtown Dallas on this clear Tuesday evening. That's the Bank of America Tower, the tallest building in Dallas. Say hello to Joey Chan, channel member. Hello, Joey. And he also has a shout out for our great our Moderation Federation, we like to call them. Lori Smith is here. Well, hey there, Walt. Stay warm. I do plan to stay quite warm tonight, Lori. Thank you. From Tucson, Arizona, Flight 584 in Airbus A321, American Airlines, of course. If you're new to our little shindig here, welcome. What do we have there? That is a Bombardier Global 5000, which is coming from somewhere here on the west side. No destination listed for this aircraft. Don't have much information at all on it. Don't even have an N number. I don't know. I can't. It's on there, but I can't quite make it out. It's kind of indistinct. I've tried to enlarge it a bit to see, but that Bombardier was waiting for this plane to land so that it could cross runway 18 right here on the west side of the airport. That's flight 2576, American Airlines Airbus A319 coming in from McAllen, Texas. And I think this plane has got to wait because we've got right behind it American Flight 1992 coming in from Seattle. This will be an Airbus A321. We are in South Flow tonight. Planes are coming in. The wind is coming from, well, let's see where the wind is coming from. It was coming from the south earlier today. Currently, out of the southeast at 7 miles an hour. Very gentle breeze tonight. And we still have more planes going in or coming out, coming in and going out. The next to arrive is a CRJ 701ER, American Eagle 4958. From San Angelo, Texas. There you see the general scene here at Founders Plaza. There's some parking spaces available, but for a not quite frosty January night, there's still a pretty good crowd here. DFW Airport, as of this week, is celebrating its 51st birthday. There's that United Max 8 we saw earlier. That is a almost new plane. It was delivered last May. Getting photobombed by an American jet there. American Flight 1535 is next to be seen as far as an arrival goes. It's coming in from Salt Lake City on Runway DFW. Our friend from Boston, Sarah Deal, says hello. Thank you, Sarah. Good to see you. Thank you for your support of the channel. Seems like Sarah is able to pop out here to DFW every few months. So, hope to see you again soon, Sarah. I don't know when I'll get to Boston. Rohit Parkal says Walt will be flying through DFW on the 22nd and on the 28th. Sent you an email. I will look for that, Rohit. I didn't see it last time I looked. About to take off, Flight 2298, American Airlines and Airbus A321neo. There it is. It is going to Portland, Oregon. And that Bombardier private jet made it across runway 18 right. It's now waiting to go cross on 18 left. Yeah, maybe that came in on 13 right. Ah, that's what happened. We are in receipt of a $5 super chat from Anthony Guinan, who's a channel member. Good evening, Walt, mods, and viewers, and good evening to you, Anthony. Thank you so much for your ongoing support of Runway DFW. I do appreciate that, and I hope you're having a good day. Okay, Rohit says the email was sent on January 13th. I'll have to go back and look. There is Luke, the random spotter, one of our mods and a great channel member. I was today years old when I found out Kalitta Air has 737 cargo aircraft. Happened to see one at the DHL tarmac today whilst in Omaha. Very cool. Yeah, I didn't realize that either. This is American Eagle, of course, coming in from Tulsa, Oklahoma, in Embraer 175. Tulsa being just a 50-minute flight from here. Tanya Vasur says, we're at UPS under the 747 loading the plane. Well, there's the 747, and the plane is being loaded. You see the scissor lift up there at the rear cargo door. So hats off to our UPS ground workers for got a lot of stuff to do. I haven't seen a 747 over there in a while. Now, of course, I'm not here every day, so it is good to see the Queen of the Skies nearby. Getting some cargo ingested. Channel member Ralph Woodard with a good evening from the cool and cold Colorado. Looks like your private jet is getting ready to take off there. Twere only to have a private jet, but you know, sometimes I think about, you know, the expenses in owning any kind of airplane, even just a little single engine propeller plane, and it just boggles my mind to think of what it would take to be able to afford to do something like that. Now, I know that there are people of modest means who are able to own a jet plane. Or not a jet plane, but a private plane. But I am more than satisfied just to watch planes come and go and have somebody else behind the yoke when I go somewhere.
takeoff point left, 3059. That 379 up way, 18 left.
Taking off there on American Flight 3526 to Sioux Falls. It was American Eagle, I should say. An Airbus, or an Embraer 175. Flight 3059, American Airlines, off to Phoenix, Arizona. An Airbus A321. And I think we're about to see the United MAX 8, which has been kind of hanging around for a bit. Headed off to San Francisco, if I remember correctly.
American 3059, get in.
We go a baby MAX 8. Just delivered in, what was it, April of last year, I think?
Echo crossing 18 left, contact ground 25.
Alpha 506, 20 right. Onboard 39.
Golf 8 cross 18 left, ground to the side, onboard 69.
8785 at Whiskey Lima crossing 1 left, contact ground 25. 17, contact first good egg.
So while the United plane heads off to San Francisco, we've got American Flight 3159 arriving from the city adjacent to the bay. It'll be an Airbus A321. Here on Runway DFW After Dark. Welcome to Runway DFW After Dark. If you're just joining us, what are we doing here? Well, we just watch planes come and go, pretty much. Watch planes come and go. Chat with you, the Runway DFW viewer, but only if you're a subscriber, and subscription is free, so put that on your agenda. And we'll be here till around 10 o'clock Central Time. I don't want to stay too late tonight, because then that incurs the wrath of the sprinklers. And I do not want to get sprinkled upon when it's 40 degrees or so. That is American Flight 1243 going to San Antonio, just going out of the shot there. But we're going to focus in on a Frontier flight coming in from Las Vegas, an Airbus A320 Neo. And upon its tail, Ichabod the Whooping Crane. And since it's nighttime, it's a little harder to make out the. Oh, there he is. Captain Mickey Mouse says, Walt, how late does Turkish leave, the one parked at the gates? My recollection is that it goes out while we're on the air, but closer to 10 o'clock. What you're seeing there is an Airbus A300 belonging to UPS. Let's go to Louisville. It's a 22-year-old aircraft. It's been pushed back and it's just now pulling out, shining its light at us. One reason we like the location here at Founders Plaza is because it gets us pretty close up to all these nice UPS planes, the A300s, the 757, 767, 747s, and of course the MD-11s. And I'm only seeing one tri-jet parked across the way tonight. We've got an American Airlines Dash 8 Dreamliner coming in from Philadelphia. Flight 3193. It'll be here in about 3 or 4 minutes. Frank Rose says hello from Pearson Airport. That's in Canada, is it not? Derek W. Pat. Did I get that right? Channel member says, you rock, Walt. Thanks for getting out in the cold to do this while most of us are at home where it's warm to enjoy it. You know, it's really not that bad out here tonight. I must insist. I've definitely been out here when it's colder than this. So I'm good, but thank you so much for that very kind super chat. A Runway DFW Moderation Federation member, Pittsburgh Don, letting us know it's his birthday today. A great way to wind down. So to Don, to any of our viewers who have a birthday today, this week, this month. Happy birthday to you from Runway DFW. All right, happy birthday. And we've got one of those dilemmas here. We've got this A300 taking off. We've got an American Airlines Dreamliner coming in right about now. So let's see what we can do with this. I think we'll try for the Dreamliner coming in and then hope that the A300 waits a second. And we can see that lifting off. From the city of brotherly love. There goes the A300. It's got those Wookiee engines. Okay, so the Philadelphia plane lands. And here goes the big cargo jet. And this kind of clears the decks here for a little bit, as I don't see anything immediately coming in. We don't have anything ready to go out, so we will just kind of look at our friends over here at the UPS as they load up this Queen of the Skies, and we'll have some words with you. Well, first, let me do this. Before I forget, as I am sometimes prone to do, let's thank all of our Runway DFW channel members. So important to this operation. And the list begins, as always, with the sponsor of Runway DFW, the official sponsor, James Webb. Thank you, James, for all of your incredible support of Runway DFW. Much appreciated, as always. And now we like to personally thank our Runway DFW Quad Jet channel members, the highest level of membership, as we welcome Matt Pass as a new subscriber. So let us thank our Quad Jet channel members. The list goes like this: A-list flyer Chris, Alan J., Angela Smith, Anna the Dispatcher, Beaker and Honeydew, Beve, Cranky OG757, we know him as Chip, Cubs Win, Deborah Klein, Dwayne C., James Webb, Josh Aldrich, Kai, Kirby Brooks Sr., KS Avgeek, Lori M., Michael Flannery, Michelle R.S., Mike G., Network, Patrick Wooters, Pete Nordine, Raina Taylor, S35 Bonanza Pilot, Sarah the Real Deal, Skittles, Steve Lundaby, TNT Oh My, and Will Hutchison. Those are our Quad Jet channel members, and you'll see the names now scrolling past you of our valued Tri-Jet and Twin Jet members of the channel, and a big thank you to each one of them. And Tanya Vasseur says, I see you guys. I'm at the UPS plane 747. Well, we're looking right at you. So we know you're there somewhere. And Luke reminds you, well, first of all, thank you for tuning in, but don't get yourself in trouble while working. That's the main thing. And also be safe. That's another main thing. So thank you for being here with us tonight. Theo Smeglik says hello to everyone. Happy Tuesday. Don says up in Pittsburgh it's 18 degrees Fahrenheit there with a wind chill of 7 degrees now. Well, we don't have anything even approaching that here. We're in pretty good shape here in North Texas after our encounter with snow last week on Thursday and Friday. Honor Wimbry says, when's the next time you fly? The next scheduled time I fly would be in April, when this is Runway DFW and I take a little vacation. Well, the random spotter has an answer to a question we had before earlier. Turkish flight 192 estimated to depart at 9:05 Central Time. So that's, I'm going to say that's less than an hour from now. So we can get you a little closer in to the action on the loading dock there. ICT Plane Spotter says, good evening, Walton, everyone. Hello to you. Anthony Guinan says, Walt, the engines on your favorite plane, the A340-300, look like cigars to me. They kind of look that way. I know a lot of people refer to them as hairdryer engines, but maybe that's more because of their relatively feeble power compared to some of the more modern power plants. Tanya says, I'm right behind a plane by the stairs. So, well, we can see the stairs in that shot. But again, I don't want anybody to get in trouble here. I don't really encourage waving at, as pilots go by or anything. It just makes me feel a little oogie. I want nobody to be in any trouble whatsoever, or do anything that might jeopardize their jobs or whatever they're doing at the moment. I'm happy just to see what you are doing and to share it with our audience around the world. Man 3880 channel member says, oh, to see an MD-88 come through one more time. I loved the distinctive whine of those beautiful Pratt & Whitney JT8s. Well, I'm sure they're around somewhere. I don't think, but you know, I think you might have to go kind of far afield to find one. But speaking of classic aircraft, here is the one, or the tail anyway, of the one MD-11 that is here on the premises, at least the one UPS MD-11. And if we widen out a little bit, you can see that the cargo door is open on that particular aircraft. I don't know what's happening. Now, let's see, has the wind changed around? I guess I have to wonder if they've decided to switch operations from north flow to south flow. Let me check the weather here. Let's see the hourly forecast. Well, looks like we just have a gentle, almost no breeze coming out of the south, so I don't see that they'd be switching things around. It does switch around to north flow about 3 a.m. Hang on, I gotta be off mic here for a second. Emery Urtis, thank you for that $5 super chat. Any international flights coming in or going? Well, we should see some going out later this afternoon. Let me check with my Oracle here. We've got, see, we had Turkish supposed to go out at 8:45, flight 192. We have a DHL 777 coming in from coming in from Toronto. So we have that to look forward to. That'll be a 777. Just before 10 o'clock Central Time, the Qantas flight to Sydney is scheduled to go out. And right around that time, also the A350-900 going to Fiji. And right around that time, this is all happening right around 10 o'clock, a Singapore cargo plane coming in from Anchorage. And that might be the last of our international flights this evening. We're going to be on until about 10 o'clock. We do have another international flight. Howsoever, Volaris to Mexico City. An Airbus A320 flight 4801. No, flight 801, I think. So there it is. We're back in action here on the west side of the airport. Jennifer Rutherford has a $5 super chat for us. Thank you, Jennifer. Hi, Walt. I'm taking my partner to Ireland in March. We'll be flying on a British Airways A380 with a layover in Heathrow before we go to Dublin. That sounds like a fantastic trip. And when did you say that was? In March? That'll be probably one of the last of the 380 British Airways flights here before they suspend operations to DFW at the end of March. Nathan Strumpfer says, I fly to New Zealand out of DFW next week. So excited. Yeah, New Zealand definitely on my... I don't like to call it a bucket list, but I guess if I had one, that's one of the places I'd love to go. Go visit our friend Kevin at Wellington Flights Live. We've got a heavy schedule to go out here in just a bit. American Flight 1657 to Los Angeles, a 787-8 Dreamliner. We have a propeller plane coming in from Tyler, Texas. Where is it? Oh, there it is. That was a Cessna 208B Super Cargo Master. So here goes the Volaris. And that 1995 applies to the Super Cargo Master, but I seem to have lost it, haven't I? It's over there somewhere. 30-year-old plane coming in from Tyler, Texas, flying for Martinair cargo operation. Thank you again to all of our channel members. Put our clock back in here. And let's take a look at the baby Dreamliner 787-8 going to Philadelphia. No, Los Angeles. Los Angeles? Los Angeles. Flight 1657. Rich Carlisle from up in Indiana says hello to me and everyone. Hello to you. Rohit says Volaris looks like they used a very bad digital camera to take a picture of their tail design. Yeah, it does look a bit pixelated, doesn't it? Hey, a special thanks to Netgear, who has just upgraded their membership to Quad Jet, our highest level. Thank you, Netgear. That's so nice. Okay, I think I hear... Well, I can't tell. Sounds like there might be something going on over there at UPS, as though one of the planes is getting ready to back out. Perhaps it's this one on the left. I don't see it on the radar, though. We're waiting now for American Flight 2731 to come in from Cleveburg, and Airbus A320. Be here in about a minute. Stand by. Still filling up the belly of this 747 here. I didn't see it on the list of planes to go out tonight. Let me take a second look at that. Okay, the 747 is scheduled to take off at 9:30. So we will indeed, hopefully, get to see a 747 take off. Our friend James Webb. That's a name you know. He's our official channel sponsor, and he has once again come through with a $200 super chat. James Webb, I bow down to you as the leader of the pack here. Thank you, James, for making Runway DFW go. Well, we'll turn our attention now to the northern skies, from which the flight from Cleveland will soon appear. Flight 2731, an Airbus A320 for you here on Runway DFW After Dark. MR Rice kind of sums it up for you. Thank you, Mr. Webb. Look at this, WAS Radio. Warren, down there in Australia, says, working on this Saturday's show, just found a Lionel Hampton track, and I'll dedicate it to Toes Over, wherever that channel member is. That is very cool. Hello!
Hi.
It's Texas Girl coming to see us.
I'm here.
How are you doing?
Good, how are you? Hello, everybody. I'm good, just got done with work.
You what? You got off work? Oh. You should be relaxing.
How late are you going to be out here?
Probably till about 10. I fear the sprinkler.
It's clear.
I know, but they just turn them on, and
Oh, the
Sprinkler. The sprinklers, yes.
Sprinkle.
No. No. The sprinklers. I hear.
How you been?
Being okay. I was thinking earlier that I hadn't been out at night here in quite a while. Since last month. Since last year.
It was cool that you were speechless.
When was I speechless?
Remember when you were getting out and getting money?
Oh, yes. Yes.
You're like, oh my God, I gotta catch my flight.
Yes.
So after I'd left the site, then I was like,
Yeah. Well, here's Patrick Wooters saying hello to Texas Girl. O'Malley with a greeting. Steve Lundeby's late to the show. Not a problem, Steve. Watching from my hotel in Cedar Rapids, Iowa, a little road trip. Well, we're glad you could hang with us. What do we got here? Another one of these Martinaires. Not on the radar. Yeah, we talked about that earlier. We've got a DHL coming in from Toronto. What is it, 777?
yeah.
Yeah.
You think it's going to come in over there?
It's possible. But the destination will be over here, so, but, you know, yeah, we'll find out. Yeah, I didn't see that plane on the old radar. Snuck in on us. Okay, let's see what we got going on. Over on the east side, FedEx has lit up a 767 going to Memphis, which is their big hub in the U.S. Typically, we don't see FedEx planes over here. Every now and again, but not very often. We've got a FlexJet Embraer Praetor 500, which is about 3 minutes away, coming in from Los Angeles. It's a twin business jet. Ascending Dragon 1 says, greetings all. Anna the dispatcher, is at work, but I'm here lurking on her behalf. Well, welcome to you, Ascending Dragon. Ascending Dragon is a pilot for, I believe it's American Eagle, if I'm not mistaken. So welcome. Okay, so we've got this FlexJet coming in, and right behind it is the DHL from Toronto, DHL 777 freighter, 3-year-old plane in the brilliant mustard and ketchup livery. I always like seeing that. I can't remember the last time I've seen a 777 though. Usually we get the DHL livery coming in from Cincinnati, and that is on an old 767, usually from the 1980s, I think. So it looks like that FlexJet we talked about is lining up for an east. Well, I can't tell. Yeah, it looks like it's lining up for an east side arrival. So that means our next arrival here on the west side will be the beautiful DHL plane. This is a Martin coming in from Wichita Falls. It's Cessna 208B Grand Caravan.
$19.94.
There you go, 31-year-old aeroplane. And now well, we're still about a minute away from the 777. So hang in there with us. Stephanie says, wonder what's in those containers. Walt, ever seen livestock getting loaded on planes? I can't say that I have, although I know that there are planes which do transport livestock, like horses. Whoa, what is this? Texas girl walks up to me and kind of waiting for me to recognize something. She's favored us with a $50 super chat. Good evening, everyone. We have a beautiful moon tonight. Thank you, Texas girl. That is very nice. We've got their bells are tinkling, and there's Texas girl here with us. Huh?
That's why I hit my phone. I was waiting for
Oh, I see. Well, there you go. Thank you so much. I Love Plane says there should be another 777 freighter coming in about an hour. We'll see how long we can endure here tonight. We are just about ready for one of my favorite liveries, the DHL red and yellow. And Ascending Dragon says most of what's in those containers is just boxes of all sorts and sizes. I gotta say, whoever came up with the idea of containerization, I mean, they should be a billionaire. Because you think back to the days when everything was just all individual boxes and... Yes. We're all set for it.
I see that.
All right, it's just crossing over Highway 121, so it should be in our sights momentarily here on Runway DFW. There it is, the unmistakable look. I think I've only got one package ever that was delivered by DHL. I can't even remember what it was. Maybe they're more business oriented.
Trooper Cargo 464, have you make the right turn at Whiskey Mike and then taxi via Charlie to the ramp with safety.
This plane operated by Aerologic, which is a German concern. Well, the 9 o'clock hour going into 10 o'clock should be kind of interesting. We should have lots of international flights and big jets, including the 747, which is right in front of us. Supposed to go out in the 9 o'clock hour. Around 9:30, as I recall. Sending Dragon 1 says, Walt, they are billionaires, the people whoever invented the container. But the CAN, as they're called, are an amazing contribution to air cargo operations. They allow a huge reduction in labor and a massive increase in productivity. Indeed. Doug Jackson says, did this pop up? Try that again. Says, hello to each and everyone. God bless, safe travels to everyone taking planes, trains, and automobiles to get to your destinations. Thank you, Doug, for those kind words. And Tanya says, almost done loading the 747. And she ought to know because she's right over there. Sawyer 9827 says, good evening, Malton Chat. Hello to you. O'Malley says the container is not very popular with the longshoremen. Well, I guess that kind of takes away some of their work, but Susan F. says, seeing these jets fly never ceases to amaze me. And speaking of seeing jets fly, let's take a look at a Delta jet, shall we? There it is. Coming in from Salt Lake City, Utah. That's an Airbus A220. It's about a little more than a 2-hour trip from Salt Lake City. And the action continues with the arrival of American Flight 3173 from Phoenix, Arizona, an Airbus A321 Neo. And as we look at the final stages of loading this 747, we have now on the radar another A300 UPS plane, which will be going out to Chicago Rockford International Airport, flight 755. Getting a little chilly? Well, you can go back in your car and warm up. And there goes Texas Girl, back to her car to warm up. Here comes a flight from Phoenix on Runway DFW, 8:49 Central Time, here on a Tuesday night. Glad to have you with us wherever you are around the globe. Must admit, I'm feeling okay, but my hands are getting a little cold. I may have to go find my my gloves with the fingers cut out of them. So let me go. Before that, this just in from Brandon Rabbit. Air India received its air carrier operating permit from Los Angeles, according to Isharan Aviation, which is a pretty reliable online source for bulletins like that. So that's good news. And I Love Planes says, I think that the American 777 going to Buenos Aires should be departing at 9 or 9:26. So let me go find my gloves. I will put on a little bit of music for you, and I'll be right back here with you on Runway DFW. It's an impossible mission. How does a song about a merry Oldsmobile get in here? I don't know. Snuck in somehow. All right, we're back, and let me reconnoiter. We're about to see an Airbus A300. Nothing much happening as far as departures or arrivals right now. The A300 is back behind a wall over here. You can see its marker light flashing. Way back there. Derek W. Pat with a suggestion about hand warmers. You know, I did get an electric hand warmer the other day. And I have it in the car. I used it last time we were at Love Field. The problem was I haven't been able to get it to recharge. So it ran out of batteries, and I forgot to bring it inside. I tried charging it in the car, and it didn't seem to want to take a charge. So, but it's not that cold out here tonight, really. Relatively speaking, of course. Got car headlights helping us with the plane illumination here. So there being no traffic, this plane should get clearance to cross over 18 right, the landing runway, and head on over to 18 left, where it will take off for Chicago Rockford. Who knows, we might get a turn and burn here. Steve in the Sky is our newest subscriber. Thank you, Steve. Greg G, channel member, says, hey from Santa Fe. Gonna walk the dog and it's cold. Well, dogs gotta be walked, don't they? Tony Sisk is our next newest subscriber. Thank you, Tony. United is flying in a 737-700 on the other side of the airport. Don't see too many of those here. I read within, oh, we got the cargo door closed up there on that big 747. So that would lead us to think that it is indeed will be going out in the next few minutes. As the scissor lift gets pulled away, cockpit door still open. Coming in from Tyler, Texas. There you have a Martin Air. Where'd it go? There it is. Martin Air Flight 648, Cessna 208B, Super Cargo Master. It's kind of small in our shot right now, but we'll give it a little salute.
1996!
Sorry about that. I was trying to pull the camera around so that you might see American Flight 997. This is a 777-200 going to Buenos Aires. I think somebody had mentioned this flight earlier. 777-200ER. This one dating back to the year 2000. Earlier today, this plane had come in from Seoul, South Korea. So it's a busy bee. The flight to Buenos Aires, 5,286 miles. Takes just about 10 hours on average to get there. Comes a flight from Americans hub in Charlotte, North Carolina. It's an Airbus A321, flight 2602. Say, did we tell you? Tell you what? Thought we'd have more time to do our station identification before this plane took off to Buenos Aires. Well, you're watching Runway DFW After Dark. As we begin another hour, just after 9 o'clock here, we should have some good action here for you in this hour, including this flight coming in from Los Angeles, American Flight 2024. It's an Airbus A321. Then there's this 747. A UPS plane, which I suspicion is going to go back to Louisville, which is where it came in from earlier this evening. El Toro 66, I don't know if they're enjoying or being critical of the musical selections we play here on Runway DFW After Dark. Flyer KG channel member says the music makes me want to sneak around the house against the wall. El Toro 66 says pushback authorized. That is good to hear. And we get a thumbs up from Derek W. Pat, channel member, regarding our music. So thank you, Derek. Can't tell if that cockpit door is still open or not. I'm looking at it on my little screen here. Yeah, I think it is. There's still a stairway there. So it's still got a few minutes before we see this one blasting off. The random spotter says, well, there is always the forbidden song. Well, we'll save that to the end, Luke. American Flight 2709 is going to Palm Springs. It's an Airbus A321. And it's lining up to take off on 18 left here on your home for DFW airport activities, Runway DFW. We're here generally 2 or 3 times a week, as I can fit it into my work schedule for what I like to call my real job. I don't know, this is more like my real job. But that other thing is full-time, so that's why I gotta squeeze this in. Long rollout before the rotation. Kevin Reed says, howdy, Walt, and the folks from West Texas. And Ascending Dragon 1 says, the music slaps in the most adult, easy listening way possible. Love it. Well, there's an endorsement. As we watch American Flight 2659 coming in from Santa Ana, California. 737-800. Going up there, American Eagle 3614 to Amarillo and Embraer 175. Tony Sisk wants to know if there's any Deltas soon. Let me see if I see any on the radar here. But with this airport, pretty much anything that's not American Airlines will be kind of few and far between. We've seen Frontier, a couple of Frontiers, United, Delta, all coming and going this evening. Haven't seen any Spirit. I did read this in the last few days that Spirit has now disposed of whatever Airbus A319s they had left in their fleet, so there's no more A319s in the Spirit Airlines fleet. And we don't see Spirit has cut back on their flights to DFW in recent months as they're kind of recovering from bankruptcy. American Eagle 3704 is off to Laredo, Texas on an Embraer 175. we'll usually get, right as we're leaving, we usually get a Spirit or two kind of red-eye flight coming in or going out. We have some marker lights going on the 747. So Tony asked, do I know when this plane is going to take off? I believe in the next few minutes. So if you can hang out with us, I think we will be able to favor you with a takeoff here. It is now lit up on the radar just now. This is a 3-year-old 747, so it's one of the newer ones you'll see. I think the tug has been attached. The stairway has been pulled back. The chocks are being removed from the wheels. So I think we will see some movement on this momentarily. Brandon Rabbit says American Eagle start flights between Phoenix and Carlsbad, California on February 13th with a 4,700-foot runway, the first commercial service at the airport in more than 13 years. Wow. El Toro 66 says beacons lit, pushback now authorized, and we see movement. Scout That Dog says, so you setting up this evening? Just found this channel. Glad to join everyone. Well, we are happy to have you here with us. Always a treat to find new viewers. I think you like it here. Rock B is flying out of Phoenix tomorrow. I hope you have a very nice flight as we watch this pretty close to new 747. Certainly one of the final production 747s. What a nice looking plane. Luke, your fingers are crossed along with us that we'll be seeing a west side launch for this aircraft. As they detach the tug. Toro 66 says something about a fairly busy airport after dark. All the lights, the planes, boss, the planes, and all my live streamer friends. It's pretty cool to hang out here and to share this with you. Although, as always, I do recommend that if you have an airport near you, even if it's a smaller airport, you can find a place to hang out there and watch the planes come and go. It's just a lot of fun to see it all in person. And Tony Sisk says 747's his favorite. Mine too. My list is 747. You know, hold on. I'm going to swing around here because I think we have a special livery. We do America West. American Airlines paints some of its planes in the liveries of airlines that are no longer active. That's the America West livery. We can get a very good look at it. Did I even punch over to that? I don't know. I guess I didn't. Well, sorry about that. Lake Ratatouille says, "Hey brother, you gonna be out on the tarmac Sunday morning? Looks to be a bit chilly here at DFW." Singapore Airlines Cargo, Texas Girl informs me, a 747-400 should be here in about 40 minutes. Thank you. Huh? No. That was.
I'm like, I seen it. I was like, I gotta get out of the car.
Well, I think I saw it on a lineup earlier. I might have mentioned it, but not recently. But thank you. TJ says, "Evening, great to find the channel. Traveling from Wellington to Sydney to Dallas to Chicago later this year, so looking forward to seeing DFW in the flesh." Well, it's a big airport, that's for sure. We were talking about Spirit a little earlier. We do see a Spirit getting ready to take off here. This is flights. Where is it? Flight 1678 to Los Angeles. It's an Airbus A320neo. Kalita Air 777 in 56 minutes. Okay, that's Texas Girl letting us know about that. 56 minutes. I don't know if we'll be here that late. We'll see. I'd like to think they won't turn on the sprinklers tonight. Eduardo Munch is our new subscriber. Thank you, Eduardo. Back to our exclusive coverage of the UPS 747 getting ready to pull out. El Toro 66 says L1011 used to be my favorite jet because she was what my mom and I flew into Honolulu. Now the Queen of the Skies is my favorite. If you were watching the coverage of the Los Angeles firefighting, you may have seen a DC-10 tanker being used to drop fire retardant on some of those ongoing wildfires. That was, well, always a treat to see a DC-10, but not under those circumstances, certainly. But yeah, I'm old enough to have flown on a DC-10 and L-1011. Let's see, what are the planes I've been on? First commercial jet I was on was a 720, Boeing 720. A four-engined, kind of shortened version of the 707. I've been on a DC-8 in the later years of its use for Delta. Got to fly in the BAC 111, which I think, is it Mohawk or Allegheny used to fly? Yeah, so I've never been on a 747. Go figure. I may rectify that later this year. If I can hop on a flight from LAX to Seoul. Because Korean is supposed to be switching over from the A380 to the 747 later in the fall, and so I'm at Cranky Dork Fest in mid-September. My thought is to take a flight to see my son in Seoul on the Korean Air 747. So we'll see if that can work out. Emery Yurtis with a $2 super chat. Thank you, Emery. Anyone remember when American Eagle flew the Saab 340 into DFW? I do remember that. I don't think I was ever on one. But I do remember seeing them here. All right, once again, this flight, this big Queen of the Sky, is going to Louisville. It's flight 765. UPS. Susan F says, 747, my favorite, also takes off like going up in an elevator, super smooth. Yeah, so this is my favorite jet to see. Number 2 would be the A340. Specifically the 300 model, which we get to see, which seems like Lufthansa's flying that on all of its flights between here and Frankfurt right now. It used to switch off between the A330, I think, and recently it's just been the A340. And that is always a treat to see. We saw that plane get all loaded up with cargo, and there it goes. Well, here we are at Founders Plaza. Watching the planes come and go for you at Dallas-Fort Worth International Airport on this Monday night. Not Monday night, it's Tuesday night. Got some more UPS action for you here. Got another A300 backing out. This one off to Ontario, California, flight 761. It's a 23-year-old A300. And you can see behind it the only MD-11 we have here tonight. And it looks like well, I can't tell if the door on the MD is closed. I am asked if there's any Lufthansa 747s expected to land at DFW this week. No, we don't get the Lufthansa 747 here. Occasionally, it will be diverted here. I think it goes to Houston. I think Lufthansa flies to Houston on the 747, and there are rare occasions when it gets diverted here. In fact, that was last year. I think we saw it at least once here. But it's not a scheduled flight. Sarah Walker says, again, this is so relaxing. Well, our intention is to not jolt you out of your chair. Got a bunch of planes getting ready to take off. The next one there is American Eagle 3678 to Garden City, Kansas. It is a Embraer 175. Garden City, Kansas, I believe, is one of those subsidized airports. It gets a federal subsidy, or the airline, and the airline that serves it gets a federal subsidy to provide that service. Next out, American 1536. This is going to Sacramento, California, an Airbus A321. Yurtis with a super chat of $5. Thank you, Emery. I don't think there are any scheduled passenger 747s at DFW, and that is correct. As we look at American Flight 1084 pulling out to go to McAllen, Texas, in Airbus A319. That is a 22-year-old A319. I don't think we got a look at the moon tonight, did we? We'll do that after this. Flight 2533 coming in from Philadelphia, an Airbus A321. Sarah, channel member Sarah Walker says, smaller airports getting subsidies. Why is it more expensive to fly in there? Well, the main reason is there's no competition. That's kind of one of the issues here at DFW. While there are a lot of flights, almost all of them are American Airlines. Now, if another airline does move in to try to pick off some American passengers, American can just Bigfoot them with, if they choose, with more flights, more frequent flights, better connections, and, well, it's tough to compete with American at this airport. That is American Eagle 3669 off to Lubbock, Texas. That is an Emperor 175. You see all those red lights, those red flashing lights there. I believe, I may be mistaken, but I believe that is the construction area for, or part of the construction area for the new Terminal F that they're building south of Terminal D. There is Alaska Airlines Flight 576 coming in from Seattle, 737-800. And here comes, what is this, our third A300 going out tonight? This is the one going to Ontario, California. Flight 761. Emery, you're just with a $2 super chat. Thank you, Emery. When is the Turkish flight departing? Let's take a look. Let's see if we can get you the answer to that question. Turkish was supposed to go out at 8:35. See if I can get some updated information on that. estimated departure for Turkish, which was scheduled to depart at 8:35, has been pushed back to 10:15. So that's the answer to that question, Emery. Thank you again for your super chat. Turkish flight 192, a Dreamliner -9, now on the docket for 10:15 to Istanbul. As far as arrivals go, we don't have a lot to show you right now. Acard89 says, I love your show. I wish I can do this at my home airport, Newark EWR. Now, I don't know if there's any good places to plane spot at Newark. I haven't really investigated that. But I would encourage anybody who's interested in doing this, if you have an airport near you where there's no live plane spotting, give it a try if you can. I started very modestly. I just started with my phone as the I just made a connection to my phone for the internet connection. I bought myself a tripod with a fluid head, which is necessary, and I got the cheapest video camera I could find. It was a Panasonic camcorder. When I started, I believe I paid $230 for it new, and I didn't want to really start out with a boatload of equipment because I didn't know if I could do it. I didn't know how I could do it. And so I had an old Windows computer with some free software which let you hook up to the internet. I needed a connector to connect my camera to the computer, and you can get those, you can get them at Walmart for $20, an HDMI to USB connection. And then a microphone kind of headset thing, and you can give it a whirl. My email address is walt@runwaydfw.com. So if you have any questions about that, feel free to look that up. If you have questions about my equipment, on the description here on YouTube, on the description of each show, I've got a listing of pretty much all my gear. But I still have that original Panasonic camcorder just in case. Now, I kind of hold that in reserve in case I've got to broadcast in some iffy weather and I don't want to jeopardize my main gear. Flight 3181 to Ontario, California, American Airlines. Headed off there, about to rotate. Still waiting for the A300 to get its turn here. It's one of 6 aircraft ready to go. Oh, got another one going out. Thank you. I almost missed it. Thank you. Jake from State. That's right. Thank you, Texas girl. It's Jake from State Farm with a $10 super chat. Great camera. Thank you. Do I have your song? I used to. So anyway, Texas Girl informed me about this, which was happening just behind us, or in front of us, really. Flight 767. And guess what? It is a 767. This is very odd. It's UPS Flight 767, a 767 aircraft going to Louisville, now backing out. And this is even newer than that 747 we saw. This is a 1-year-old, it'll be 2 years old in April, 767 freighter. So we'll keep an eye on that. We've got the A300, which I think is getting ready to take off here. There it goes. There's the Turkish jetliner there. We just saw it in the background. About 30 minutes away from taking off. Texas Girl going home. Okay, we'll get warm. Thank you so. Okay, well, I won't be here for too much longer. Nah, I don't know. We'll see. But thank you again for your very kind contribution.
It's alright, I'll get people going again.
You what?
I'll get people going again. 'Cause that's fun.
Well, good.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
I like to see the emotion that you get out of it. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Because that just means a lot, you know, to your viewers.
It does.
It does.
Yeah. Well, thank you again.
You're welcome.
Drive safely. Good night to you.
A long drive tonight?
A little bit. Well, there goes Texas Girl. Thank you, Texas Girl, for keeping us on our toes here. And there in front of us goes the 767, Flight 767, to Louisville. This one is taking a pathway which indicates that it's going to go over to the east side to take off to Louisville, which is not unexpected, really. We've got American Airlines Flight 7, which will shortly be on its way to Brisbane, Australia. It's American Airlines' longest route from here, one of its longest routes anywhere. And that'll be a Dreamliner Dash 9. We'll be seeing that taking off shortly here on Runway DFW. Kind of zigzagging its way across the airfield here. Jim Rockford says, hello everyone from historic Grapevine, Texas. Hope everyone is blessed. Well, I feel very fortunate to be able to bring you this this presentation. Mark McDaniel says, just found this channel very cool. The host has a voice for late night radio. Very nice. Thank you. I have to be honest with you, the microphone and the processing that is involved somewhere in the mixer, I think it does something for my voice that isn't really there, to tell you the truth, but yeah, if you like it, that's good. There are some very good plane spotting channels where there's no narration whatsoever. It's just the sounds of the airport and that's it. And I had thought about doing that, not knowing that I could really hold out for narrating hours of plane spotting action, but I guess I've kind of fallen into that routine. Sarah Walker says, am I right in thinking that the Dart's orange line goes by the private jets stored at Love Field? It does. The orange line and the green line both go along the western edge of Love Field. We see them when we're on the west side. When we were at Love Field last week, we were on the east side of the airport for a change, so we didn't really get to see the Dart train activities. That was Flight 1778 coming in from Las Vegas, Nevada, an Airbus A321neo for American Airlines. That was the first plane we saw come in quite a while. We've got another one right behind it, Flight 2405 from Seattle. An Airbus A321. Yes, that's me there, spinning the camera around, all hooded up here. If my head looks extra big, it's because I got headphones and then a knit cap, and then on top of that is that our... No. Not sure what tail that was on that Frontier flight. Almost time to bid adieu to the American flight to Brisbane. So this plane coming in from Seattle, Flight 2405. The Frontier flight So lifting off there, go off to Las Vegas, flight 3885, an Airbus A321. All right, we're looking for flight 7 to Brisbane, Australia. There it is. O'Malley says the bird on the tail of that Frontier flight was Cloud the three-wattled bellbird. Sorry we couldn't have given you a better look at that. Pittsburgh Don giving me a... I don't know, is this a compliment? I did plane spotting with the Wright brothers, is that correct? Oh, Don. Sounds like something Jack Benny would say. Oh, Don. That was his announcer. I forget that many of you have no idea who Jack Benny is. All right, off we go to Melbourne here. Average flight time to Melbourne, 15 hours and 39 minutes. That's almost 2 shifts, isn't it? Safe travels down under. Good day, mates, and all that. Put another shrimp on the barbecue. Can I think of any other cliches that have to do with Australia? Sorry about that. Patrick Wooters says it's late here in Luxembourg. Time for me to join the arms of Morpheus. I wish everyone a pleasant end of the day or night. Thanks for the pleasant moments spent in your company, Walt. Thank you, Patrick, and thank you for being a Quadjet channel member here on Runway DFW. Much appreciated. Glad you could stay up late. It is pretty late where you are. Look at my world clock here. I know in London it's just before 4 a.m. I don't know what it is in Luxembourg. I imagine it's somewhere around that time. In Seoul, South Korea, just before 1 p.m. in the afternoon on Wednesday. In Sydney, almost 3 o'clock in the afternoon on Wednesday. Just before 6 o'clock p.m. in Honolulu. Over in Wellington, New Zealand, just before 5 p.m. in the afternoon. And where else? In Mumbai, 9:25 in the morning. Okay. Final approach now, Singapore Airlines flight 7922, a 747-400 coming in from Anchorage, a turn-of-the-century plane from the year 2000, and very nice. We'll get to see our second Queen of the Skies tonight. Coming in over the shrubbery. And Patrick letting us know just before 5 a.m. where he is. Well, I hope you don't have to go to work this morning, Patrick. Yeah, let's see, this is just about to cross over the highway, which is just to the north of us, so we should be seeing it momentarily. Stand by for the Queen of the Skies on Runway DFW after dark. If I'm not mistaken, that came in on runway 18 left, which is normally the takeoff runway here, so it's a little further away than I expected to see it. So I don't know if they're doing an inspection on 18 right, or I don't know. But anyway, flight 7922, Singapore Airlines cargo, coming in from Anchorage, Alaska. I'm looking here to see the MD-11 is scheduled to go out to Chicago Rockford Airport at 10:21, so about 20 minutes from now. So I guess we'll hang out for that. But before that, at 10:13, we're expecting to see a Kalita Air 777 coming in from Anchorage. So, okay, we'll wait for that too. Well, everybody click your heels together so that we don't get sprinkled upon. And while we wait for all that to happen, let's do this. You're watching Runway DFW After Dark. Your host, Walt. We are here with you probably for some of this next hour here before we close things up. I do see the Turkish Dreamliner now approaching the stand. See, will we see it go out on this side? Yeah, I think it's gone beyond the point where it would turn around and go over to the east side. So yeah, we'll see this taking off over here. Coming right up here on Runway DFW. Thanks for watching. Did I say Turkish? This is Qantas. How silly of me. This is Qantas Flight 8 going to Sydney. Well, okay, they both have red tails. But that's the Flying Roo. That's very distinctive. Qantas Flight 8 to Sydney. Another long distance flight. This averages around 16 hours and 20 minutes. A little less time than it takes to get to Melbourne on this 7879 Dreamliner. If you're in Sydney waiting for this flight, it's scheduled to come in at Terminal 1, Gate 31, Baggage Belt 9. So there you have the full information about this flight. Don said, I heard about a flight the other day from JFK to Singapore, 18 hours. That's insane. I think it's next year when Qantas is scheduled to inaugurate its super long distance flight from, somewhere in Australia to London, which now is only available if you have a stopover somewhere along the way. What do they call it? I think Qantas calls it Project Dawn, I think. Because they've done some research. They've actually made that flight at least a couple of times on a test basis to see how passengers react. Now, I do see now that runway 18 right in front of us has the big illuminated X there, which means that it is closed to traffic. So everything's happening here on 18 left, nominally the arrivals runway here. There goes American Flight 5880, American Eagle Flight 5880 to Wichita. That was a CRJ 900 LR. I saw this week that American is ending its relationship with Air Wisconsin, which flew primarily regional flights out of Chicago, because Air Wisconsin didn't offer aircraft that would support two classes of service. It was all economy. And that was only, Air Wisconsin only got into the picture since we've been doing Runway DFW. So it was only about 2 years that they were a team. While we wait for that plane to take off, we do have some good news for you Trijet fans, because there is UPS Flight 753. It's going to Chicago Rockford International Airport. It's an MD-11 freighter. Should we get this in while we can? Let's do it.
1991.
He's a 33-year-old 3-engined jet plane. So we'll see more of that shortly. Meanwhile, we've got the Flying Roo to contend with. And Luke says, ooh, trijet. 4 is greater than 2, but 3 is greater than 4. Okay, I get it. I see that. Well, the trijet is now on the move. So let us bring that to you here in living color on Runway DFW. It is on a vector to take it over to runway 18 left for takeoff, so we must be living right. I see a message here from our good friend Raina Taylor. Let me see if I can dial that up. There's Raina, a member of the channel now for 19 months, one of our longest term channel members. She says, greetings everyone. Can't stay long because I'm sick. Aw, I wish everyone a great night. Much love from me to you guys and Walt. Thank you so much, Raina, for your great support of the channel. Sorry to hear you're sick. I hope you'll get better soon. I'm sure that all of our viewers join me in wishing you a speedy recovery. Wow, this is going to be a turn and burn, isn't it? Okay, so you may have heard the Connie call sign. I believe that's for Kalitta Air, flight 937 from Anchorage, a 777 coming in. So we've got that. The Qantas flight is still waiting for its takeoff to Sydney. But since we've only got one runway going, I think this is going to have to cool its jets at least until the 777 comes in. So, very nice. Everybody wishing Raina Taylor a speedy recovery. Random Spotter says 4880 vertical feet per minute for that MD-11. Kirby Brooks Sr. says, thanks for braving the cold weather. Well, you know, I really feel guilty for even acknowledging that. It's not that cold, really. So what does my watch tell me? 40 degrees with a very gentle wind, 4 miles an hour out of the southeast. So, you know, it's really not bad at all. I see some of our plane spotting colleagues in places like Chicago and Toronto, and they really get my respect for standing out there in that kind of weather. Warren says, hi Walt, I need to go pick up my wife. Thank you for a fantastic stream and a very nice shout out early in the stream. Thanks, mods and friends. Thank you to Warren. And again, he's on Highland FM radio if you're in the Sydney, Australia area. 7 o'clock on Saturday nights, Sydney time, with his show Platters That Matter, the Saturday night party show. Been doing it for more than 600 episodes. Wow. Okay, so this plane is waiting. We are going to swing our camera around to get the 777 Kalitta Air. Have I ever seen a 777 Kalitta? I must have, but usually we see their 747s. We're in a single runway operation here on the west side of DFW. Only 18 left is functional at this time. There's a big X on the 18 right runway. And I think we're just waiting now for the flight to go out to Sydney. And that is it there. We've got Fiji flight 891 to Nadi now taxiing for takeoff. It's an A350-900. And of course, Fiji just started flying here very recently. Thomas Chidwick says hello, everyone. Hello, Thomas. Sounds like a very British name. And Paco A, we can confirm you might have seen the Fiji A350 taxiing. Sea Freaks, Trains and Train Game says hello, Walt, catching the stream late. Do we know why one of the runways is closed? I'm assuming it's just routine maintenance. I don't know what the delay is with the Sydney flight. Get a glance at the Fiji Airways plane. The Qantas flight has just dropped off the radar just now. We have a new subscriber. I can't quite make out the name on the screen, but thank you for subscribing to Runway DFW. If you'd like to participate in the chat, of course you can look at the chat, but if you'd like to participate, you do have to be a subscriber for at least 5 minutes, so take that into consideration if you'd like to join in on the smart conversation. Fiji, another long flight, of course, but not nearly, well, let's see, not nearly, not as long. There you see the big X, which they illuminate to make sure pilots don't come in and try to land on 18 right. This is a 6-year-old plane. The average flight time to Nadi International Airport from here, a mere 13 hours and 7 minutes. I seen Fiji is doing some advertising on Facebook, advertising that, hey, you want to make a connection in Fiji? Go to Australia or go to New Zealand, we can accommodate you there. This plane was scheduled to depart at 9:55, so it's running a little late. In the background you saw American Flight 455 going to Austin, Texas as an Airbus A321 taking off from the east side of the airport. So I think we'll get Fiji off the ground, and then hopefully we'll get Qantas off the ground, and then we'll switch over to Runway DFW Chat Extravaganza. And Regino Corona, our newest subscriber, if I got that correct. We've had a fun night here at DFW for our first After Dark stream of 2025. So I think Fiji gets a line up and wait here, so it looks like it will be taking off prior to the Qantas flight to Sydney, which has been just kind of hanging out. Windskill 1969 says, hey Walt, Nadi is pronounced Nandi. Okay. I stand corrected. Thank you. Our audience always knows more than I do, and that's okay. I see the random spotter is headed off to bed. Thank you, Luke, for being here with us tonight. Always great to see you. Thank you for your moderation skills and for being a member of the channel. Uncle Plane Guy up there in Indianapolis says, hey, Walt, you going to do a stream next Wednesday? I don't know yet. I usually only fill out my schedule about a day or two before the broadcast, because I just want to make sure that the weather's going to be okay and, you know, all that stuff. All right, off we go to Nandi. It's an A350-900 model. And so we wish you a pleasant journey across the Pacific. Channel member Marco Hinton says Texas will be cold again this weekend. And Texas Girl follows up, says, yes, cold starting Saturday. Enjoy the beautiful weather while it lasts. We had very nice weather on last Saturday when we were here. And once again, there's Qantas flight. I believe it's number 7. We await its departure. Well, O'Malley checks in here, says, according to the Fiji Times, it's pronounced Nadi, just like it's spelled. Well, that's how I had heard it spoken, which is why I was saying it that way. So I guess we have conflicting opinions here. And I will have to do a little research on that, I guess. But thank you for that, O'Malley. And Pittsburgh Don says, oh, just say it's going to the Fiji Islands. Well, I guess that's one way to handle it. Jimmy Henry says, hi, Walt and everyone. It's a balmy 18 degrees Fahrenheit here in Kentucky. Supposed to be 8 degrees by morning. What? That's very chilly. Now, I don't know what to think if I was a passenger on this plane, which was going to be spending the next 16 hours in the air, and it's already been, it seems like about maybe a half hour since it's left the gate here at DFW. Rohit is back after dinner and walking the dogs. Well, one reason you might want to take a trip on Fiji for business class for 2 on Fiji, DFW to Sydney would run about $15,000, and on Qantas it would be almost $27,000. Big difference. Either of those seems pretty expensive to me. Got some more UPS action here. Another 767, this one going to Louisville, flight 793. And this is another pretty new freighter. It was just 1 year old last November. And I think I see now the Qantas flight in motion. So let's head on over there. Finally on its way to Sydney. Ronald Smith says, so Qantas is going to chase Fiji across North America and the Pacific, huh? I guess they're kind of on a similar track. I see our aviation colleague Reverse Ops checking in from Honolulu, where it's 76 degrees now, a very chilly 69 when my stream started this morning. Good to see you, Reverse Ops. And I'm sure many of you, if not all of you, are familiar with his fine work here on YouTube. Thomas Chidwick says, what software do you use that gives you the real-time information on where the flights from DFW are going? We utilize Flight Radar 24, which is available as a website on flightradar24.com or as an app on your smartphone, be it Android or iOS. And it's very handy. It's very, very well done. And it's free with ads. So that's nice. And there are also paid options if you want a little less cluttered experience. But yes, Flight Radar 24, highly recommended by Runway DFW. We also feed information to Flight Radar 24 with a radio receiver at my house, and that entitles me to a business membership in Flight Radar 24, which is nice. So here we go, the pretty new 767 off to Louisville, and it's going to go over to runway 18 left for takeoff. And I think this may be, let me see if there's anything else here. I think this may be our final dispatch of the night before we bring you something you can only see here on Runway DFW, and that's Chat Extravaganza. Which, if you enjoy the fine music that we play, you can listen to that, watch me pack up, and chat with other Runway DFW subscribers. So this ought to be a turn and burn, and then we'll see what we can do to get things packed up here. I never did show you the moon. There's the moon. Thought I'd get to that before we go away. Still kind of full. I don't know if it's officially full tonight, but pretty full. All right, off to Louisville for our final departure. Well, we've almost seen it all tonight. We did miss the A380 departure, British Airways. It left before we had a chance to even get set up here. But that's okay. So let's see, as we watch the illuminated X on runway 18 right, it is just about time for Chat Extravaganza. Yes, the official Chat Extravaganza theme. First of all, I would like to express my great appreciation to our channel sponsor, James Webb. Yes. We've had a lot of people contribute tonight. We had Teresa become a Twin Jet member. Anthony Guinan with a $5 super chat. Derek W. Pat with a $20 super chat. Emery Urtis with several super chats. Thank you for that. Jennifer Rutherford, $5 super chat. Netgear upgraded to a Quad Jet member. James Webb with a $200 super chat. Texas Girl with a $50 super chat. Tony Sisk becoming a Twin Jet member. Several more Emery Urtis super chats. It's Jake from State Farm with a $10 super chat. And Raina Taylor reminding us that she's been a member now for 19 months. So thank you to all for watching. Chat Extravaganza is next. We will play music. I will pack up, and that's it. Happy contrails to you until we meet again. And when that will be, sometime later this week, I suspect. Kevin from Wellington Flights Live is going to have a stream. I urge all of you to go watch that as we're going to have one final flight here. This is DHL Flight 102 to Cincinnati. Usually takes off over on the east side. This is a 767 dating back to the year 1990. It's a 35-year-old plane, so let's watch it take off. Thanks to all our mods, and we'll be back with you soon on Runway DFW. Here we go with a little something we call Chat Extravaganza.
back to back.
Well, everyone, thank you for sticking around with us for Chat Extravaganza, and we are about to sign off. A lot of stuff is attached to the tripod that keeps us on the air, so we're going to have to cut this stream off before, so that I can take all this off, so that I can go home. But thank you for sticking around. Thank you for your company tonight, and we'll see you soon again here on Runway DFW. Good night from Texas. Did I say thanks to our mods? Thank you to our mods. They are the foundation upon which this chat room exists. So thanks to all our mods, and we'll see you soon.
Gotta get going, love you, bye for now.